What is today? Today is about weeks 1 onwards on new puppies. Hey, someone says I can hear you. Good deal. Okay, we've got sound. Good deal. This is going to be about weeks. After the first week, we've got puppies now that are now 3 weeks.
No, 2 weeks today.
Oh,
Mother's Day weekend.
2 weeks today.
Mother's Day, remember?
Yes. So we want to talk about what's been going on and questions about things that you could expect to happen for these following weeks after whelp. But I mean, you can ask other questions too. And there's Tami. Say hi, Tami.
Caught me getting a drink of water.
You're looking gorgeous, Tami.
Well, what have you done wrong, Mr. Chopping?
I haven't done anything wrong. So,
it's the only time I look good is when
we've got lots of people to figure this out. People can hear us. We've got Sally here, Polly Johnson's here, Jennifer Torbley's here, Baby Jane's Frenchies can hear us, Quality Frenchies are here, DJ Desperado's here, Deborah Claus says got sound, Liliana Mendez is here, Georgia W's here, Tiflin Franklin's here, Mr. Clean is about to purchase my heat tape soon. Well, good. We're glad you're going to do that, Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
I recognise that name because I think I made a comment before.
Gotta go get my phone.
Rachel Brooks. Hey, Tami, gentlemen, joining you from the whelping box. It's Rachel Brooks. Well, good. Good to have you with us. Gentle Giants Companions is here. Quality Frenchies of Washington. What was the first litter experience? Well, of course, we've had lots and lots of litters. We're lucky on this one because we've got Kit. This is her 3rd litter. She's 4 years old. And she is just the best mum. I mean, we honestly don't have to do anything. I mean, we just literally, a few times a day, coax her outside so she can pee and poop, and the rest of the time she wants to get right back in with her baby. So it's been plain sailing and easy. So puppies got their eyes open, they're getting fat and really chunky and feel nice.
Feel real good.
And so it's been just very easy. Why are we getting that glare there? Move this around a little bit, see if we can get rid of that.
Oh, it's the sun coming in from back.
Ah, that's right.
Over there, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go close it.
We're going to close that window behind us because we've got a huge glare. It's getting to be sunset here. Well, Leanna says your videos are so helpful. Well, good. Great. Thanks, Tami. That's great. She says she saved her puppies thanks to us. Well, maybe we were part of that. But that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's about sharing information we learn things from this. Hopefully you learn things from this. It's fun doing it. We enjoy talking to people. And then when we get things like that, people say we help save their puppies, then that makes us feel very good. Right.
And I'll show my babies here pretty soon.
Al DiFazio's here. Haven't heard them before from Brickhouse Frenchies. Great. Rachel Brooks says, I have a baby with milk stuck in the back of the nose, not in the lungs, thank God. But he's on amoxicillin, nebulizer tubes to stay on oxygen. That was my first get. Yes. So let me just get Tami set up here real quick. What have you got going on here, Tami? You've got an old one here.
Yeah, I got an
Sorry,
old one
I've got to get Tami set up on a phone here so she can see questions. There it is right there. There you go.
Okay.
Yep. Turn your volume.
All right.
So yeah, so this is going to be scary. I mean, so I think that, I'm going to talk about a few things here. There's Kit. There's Kit barking.
Honey.
So here is a piece of equipment. It's a feeding tube and a 10cc syringe. If you're going to have Frenchies,
you need one of those.
You need this. And so this is a feeding tube. You basically measure the puppy from its mouth here to the bottom of its rib cage. You put a little black marker with a felt pen, and then you put it in their mouth.
Oh, James.
It goes up to that black mark. Fill it up with goat's milk, warm goat's milk, and then just slowly press the plunger about that quick. You fed a puppy. How much do you feed a puppy? Whatever the puppy weighs in ounces, you feed that in mils. So a 10-ounce puppy would get...
You want me to go get one of the puppies
cc's?
So they can see how to measure
that? Yeah. We get 10 cc's every 3 hours. Absolute lifesaver. And the problem with this is, so if you've got puppies that are aspirating, they won't aspirate if you do this. Now, I'm not saying that you should do this to all your puppies, because we don't. We only do this if we've got puppies that aren't nursing. So if you put your finger in a puppy's mouth and it goes... sucking away warm and moist. You've got a good puppy. You should be able to
bring it
nurse,
back.
unless mum's milk's failed.
I bring
Now,
him back.
if you've got to feed a lot of puppies because mum's milk's failed,
good
and you've got to get up every 3 hours in the night, you can feed
He
a
has
puppy in
doubled
about
in size.
20
Yes, he
seconds,
has.
literally. You could feed 5 puppies
Yes,
in
he
a couple of
has.
minutes.
He's
You
doubled
can
in
save
size.
your
Look
sleeping
at you,
habits
pretty thing.
and a safe way to
Look at you.
feed puppies. So what I'm saying here is if you need to have this, and the problem you have is if you ask your vet for one, I bet you top dog they won't have one.
That's the little boy that's available.
So let's show how you
Yeah.
do
Let's
this.
see how well he's going to perform. Okay.
So what you do is, you hold it up there so you can see on the video there. So what you're trying to do is you're putting this at the bottom of the rib cage, and then you're putting this to his mouth, and I'm trying to do it right there. There you go. Now you put a black mark on that right there. And then you dip this in some goat's milk, and then you just, I'm not going to put it in him.
No,
But
no, I know.
he will, the problem you'll have is getting it under his tongue, or got to go over his tongue. And you may have to wiggle it around a little bit till all of a sudden it'll go in. Once it's gone in, people say, oh, I'll get it in their lungs and really won't know. If you've got up to the black mark, you know it hasn't got into a lung because you wouldn't be able to get it in that far. I have never got a puppy into a puppy's lung, and I've heard of one person in 10 years who thinks they got it in the lung, and they probably didn't. So the answer
Try it
is,
again where he's a little bit more
well,
calmer.
I think I showed it. So,
Oh, he doesn't like that.
no.
He didn't like that.
Oh.
Isn't he precious? It's his little boy that's available. I sold the other
Right.
two. So that's my last one.
Oh, Gentle Giant says the sun glow's gone.
It's a miss. It's a miss. Oh.
Mr. Doodle Pup had a litter of 4-week-old miniature Labradoodles. Great, good for
baby.
you.
It's
Enjoys
Mommy's
the video,
baby.
says
It's a
hello
miss.
everybody.
Goodness.
How many C-sections can a Frenchie have? That's a good question. So, there is no set answer on this, but there is a way to decide whether you should have another C-section. And that is
There
the
you go,
combination
Mama.
of,
There you go,
if you
Mama.
had a C-section, ask the vet,
Good
or if you can
guy.
look yourself, see
was not
how many
happy.
adhesions
No,
and
he's a
scarring
big
that
old
is
boy.
going on
just
the uterus.
big boy.
Kit, who had this
Yeah.
litter, who's 4 years old, this will be her last litter because she's got some thinning of the uterus wall, and so we don't want to risk going through another C-section. So she's going to be done at about 4.5 years old, 3 litters, and we're going to call it done. We've had dogs that had 6 litters. So if the uterus looks fine, if this litter was successful with no huge issues, if she bounced back fairly quickly after weaning the puppies, and you had a good time with it, go for it again.
And she had a good time with it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And she had a good time. Yeah, she's a good
Not
mum.
us.
Yeah.
Mum
Well,
and
well,
dog.
both you and the dog. I mean, look,
Yes.
look, if this was an absolute nightmare for you, for whatever reason, then give it a rest. Figure out what the nightmare was, fix it. If it's because mum's not doing a good job, then I mean, it maybe that's
yeah,
it.
that may be a nightmare
that's
then.
pretty unusual though, isn't it? For us
Yeah,
anyway.
for us,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't think we've ever decided not to breed a dog because of mum. We've decided not to breed a dog because of her uterine health.
Yeah, that'd be
I'm
cute.
just talking about Kit.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yes, right.
I hate that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so she'll get spayed. Don't spay your dog when you're doing a C-section. That's hugely not a good thing to do.
No, you're liable to lose mama, and then you're stuck with feeding babies.
Yeah, or mum won't have any milk because there's too
Right.
much stress on her and you're
Right.
feeding babies. Yeah, all kinds of reasons. So I know
Wait
that.
till she's weaned the puppies and she's bounced to her health real good, then go get her fixed.
So what you'll see here sometimes, the vet will say, hey, Tammy, we're doing a C-section, her uterus is a bit thin, let's spay her right now. And my answer to that would be no, we'll bring
you're
her
in
back.
charge of your dog.
Yeah.
You don't let the vet tell you
Yeah.
what his
I
decision
mean, politely
is.
I'd
Yeah.
say I'd much rather that we came back in about another 4 months to do this. And the vets will be
Yeah,
fine with that.
yeah.
I mean, heck, they're making more money that way. So and it's just a safer way of doing it. So we care a lot about about Kit. She's going to be our house dog after this, and that's going to be great. I'm going to look forward to it.
Did you get Primo here?
No, I'm getting there right now. Prepo
Yeah.
says we have an incubator. It's so helpful
Primo.
even for cleaning out the cage and travel time after delivery. You got it right, Michelle. Yeah, we swear by the incubator. So we've
Yeah.
got an incubator that's still fired up. We haven't had to use it other than bringing the puppies back from the C-section, but it's still sitting in the corner, plugged in, ready to go.
Pennies to run it.
I worked it out the other day. I think it worked out to $1.20 a month if you left it on continuously. It's not much money, is it? No.
No. It's a lifesaver for sure.
Jay finessed it. Hey, Jay finessed it was late last time. And Jay, we told you if you were going to be late, you were going to take everybody out for a meal. So that's 2 in a row. Give us your address.
It's steak and lobster. Woo.
Give us your address, steak and lobster and margaritas at Jay's house coming up. Give us your address, Jay. We'll all be there next Sunday. We'll do a live from Jay's house, and he'll have a big barbecue party for everybody. So Lilani Mendez says, "Oh my God, mine looks just like that." Well, congratulations.
About our babies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mandy Brimmer says he's cute. Well, he is cute, right?
Yeah. Kids are fluffy carriers carrying testable chocolate, blue, cocoa, and somebody got cream.
Quality Frenchies of Washington. I've never had this question before. Have you guys ever heard or done a prepay for C-sections with vets? No, we haven't. But I can see that you might have a deal with a vet where they've got a package deal. They'll do the progesterone testing, the AI, the C-section, and wrap it all up into one fee, of which you might pay that up front ahead of time, or you might pay it as you go and get a discount for doing that. So, no, for our vets, and so the problem for us is, you never quite know what the cost is going to be, because there's a charge for the number of puppies. If they have to give, I can't think what it is now. The prices could vary a little bit depending on the drugs they have to push and the anesthesia they have to give. So for us, a C-section is typically around $850, but it can be higher and it can be a little bit less on a small litter. But that's kind of a general rule of thumb for us, not for you. Yours could be less. I mean, if you go to Dr. Mills in Durant Animal Hospital in Oklahoma, I think you can get away with $400. But that's a really unusually low price. Some of you are spending thousands of dollars on this, and it is what it is.
Mr. Clean wants to know if the orange progesterone machine accurate from Amazon.
I have no idea about that. I mean, the only machine that we know about is the ones that these are the machines that I know about. The Vet's IDEX machine, that's kind of the gold standard. The Fine Care One-Fo machine that we sell, which gives numbers that are slightly higher, but again, highly accurate and been very successful for us. And we've sold a lot of those machines. And I'm still using the first machine that I got as a demo unit some 10 years ago, and it still works beautifully. But the orange machine, I have no idea. And certainly, I think that if you're buying them, here's the thing, I've had people who bought used machines who call me up and need help and they've had problems, and there's no way that I can do anything for them because there's no warranty on these used machines. Machines that you buy from China are going to be less expensive, but you've got the same problem again. If you've got a problem, you are up a paddle without a creek. Absolutely. So having a machine saves us a lot of money, doesn't it? It gets us bigger litters, saves us. Now, we typically do 3 or 4 tests before we get our right time for AI, gets our timing right, which ends up with a few more puppies in a litter that makes thousands of dollars more than the cost of the machine easily. So I don't think it's worth saving money on a machine because it's an unknown. So that's my thought on it. And look, we're biased too because we sell a machine, right? So, Gobby's got a vested interest in. Rachel Brooks says no milk after. Never do that.
That means C-section.
Oh, yeah. She's agreeing with us. Yeah, we're right, yes. So how early can you start moisturing? When should you pull pups from mum? That's a great question. So this varies. I think that you can get forced into a situation where you want to give mush early because mum's not doing very good.
Yeah, I've heard of some people doing it at 3 weeks, but it's like lapping up water. It's real thin. But 3 weeks is when they're just starting to get their teeth. You feel little bumps.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
For me,
so 4 weeks is early.
4 weeks to 4.5 weeks, you think?
Yeah, 5 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, between 4 and 5, yeah.
So the reason for doing it sooner is because...
But make it like thinner than gravy.
Yeah.
Make it like lapping water if you're doing it way early.
So we used to use raw canine puppy mousse that comes in a tin. You mix that with some goat's milk, make a slush slurry out of it, right? Put it on a pie dish or
warm it up a little bit.
Warm it up a little bit.
Yep. But I use my Life Abundance Puppy Small Breed, and I will use hot water to moisten up the kibble, and it takes about 40 minutes. And then once that's done, then I'll add a little bit of goat's milk to it.
And you take a fork and smush it up, right?
And smush it up, real mushy.
Right. You don't want chunks in it.
No,
Especially for the first time.
Right. And so they do good on it.
So you vary this. I mean, if you've got a mother who's not wanting to be around her babies or is being covered a bit shitty, so reasons that mums can get shitty is because they've had enough of it. You haven't clipped the puppy's nails, or they're biting on mom's teeth, so she's getting sore. All of those things will make mom.
Yeah, and you start cutting those babies' nails. I did mine about a week and 2 days old. Puppies did their nails, and they were really sharp then.
Yep.
I could tell by Kit's little nipples that were really.
Yeah, but Kit.
Because they're all the time doing this on her belly and fighting each other to get
But
to
Kit
a
will be
nipple.
with her babies until they leave.
Yeah.
She just loves her babies. But
I love watching her with her babies.
We will wean her though. So the way we wean is we take mum away in the daytime to start with. Feed the puppies, 3 times? Is that about right? How often are you feeding puppies when you first start weaning them? 3 times?
When I first start weaning them, the first round is usually when you feed them the first couple of times is just 1 time a day because they're
kind of with
pretty
mum
full.
too.
Yeah, they're also with mom. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But you get to the point
But
where.
then you're like 2 and 3 times a day and then just leaving it out there.
And you get to the point
And
where.
then you'll learn that when you just leave it out there, there's poop all the time. So you do it, and you need to do it in shifts.
Well, that's another thing. The moment you start feeding food and they're not on mum's milk, they'll start pooping.
Not Kit, she still cleans them up.
But most mums won't. You're on poop duty at that point. But I want to say something else here is that what we do is we give them mum just at night. We get them on the food for a few days, and then we give them so they only get mum at night because you want mum to start drying up, right? So if mum keeps nursing them, yes, okay, enough of that. Right.
Demars, he said, would the incubator take boxer puppies? You bet. We've got a large one that'll take baby goat. You know, so the large one definitely will take boxer puppies, labs, German shepherds, Great Danes.
The large ones.
It's real big.
The large one's 64 quarts. I mean, it's big.
So we sell that on there on mybreedersupply.com and the small. We have the small and the large. We have 2 sizes.
Right, the large one's probably 3 times the volume, 3 times the floor space of the small one. But the small one, they're both about the same price. The nice thing about the small one is it's so convenient, so portable. That's all we ever use. You can put it in the center console of your car when you go home. We've had 11 newborns in it. You couldn't get 11.
Okay. Okay, Tiffany Franklin, my newborn Frenchies are 4.5 weeks old. Yesterday I started pups on goat milk and baby rice cereal due to diarrhea from the puppy formula. The pup seems to be constipated. What can I do to treat this? Somebody, Al, put on here, Tiffany, try pumpkin. Yeah,
so to us, the pumpkin would be used for diarrhea. It's just canned pumpkin on your finger, in their mouth. You could do it.
They're 4.5 weeks old.
Yeah, you could put some out there.
They'll probably lick it up.
Yeah, it's totally safe, and it gives it fiber and helps firm up poop. So it's a great solution for that. There are other things that you can give medication-wise if the diarrhea is bad, but one of the things that we need to talk about here would be worming. So that could be one of the reasons for this. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. Then the other way is if they're constipated, then you can take a syringe with some slightly soapy warm water and just squeeze that gently up their butt.
They're not constipated, she said diarrhea.
No, we're just talking about the other part of it, yes. So those are the 2 things for that, right.
Twin City Bulldog Club. I only kept my puppies in the incubator for the first 12 hours.
Us too?
Well,
or less.
Less, yeah. We don't keep them in there and take them out and feed them to mama and then take them back and put them in there. We leave them with mom as much as possible, unless we've got a puppy that's got problems and can't keep its body temperature up. Then we put the puppy in that.
But half the people out there do separate babies and mum all the time and only put mum and babies together for every 3 hours to feed them. We are not advocates of that at all.
That's where you create, when mama's left not feeding puppies after her milks come in, when she's not feeding puppies whenever they want to because of our system, the heated whelping system, they work in shifts. When you keep puppies away from mama 2 and 3 hours, she's got so much milk build up that when they go to nursing on her, she just floods it out. And then you've got puppies with milk just rushing out of their nose, down in their lungs, and you get that
Pneumonia.
Yeah, the pneumonia.
puppies.
But it's,
These puppies.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's called,
Or pneumonia. Well, milk inhalation.
but it's called,
milk aspiration.
yeah,
Yeah.
aspirating
milk.
pneumonia is what they get.
Right.
And then you start losing puppies.
Yeah, it's
so
not a good thing.
let's keep our
Yeah.
puppies with mama, because with our heated whelping system, you'll get, like if you had 6 puppies, 3 of them will be nursing on her, 3 or 4 of them will be nursing on her. The other 2 or 3 are under the heat tape, or the rail, pig rail where the heat tape's at.
Right.
And they're keeping warm, and then those babies that are nursing go to sleep, fall off, get a little cool, because mama's nice and cool in the middle, the way that's built. And then they'll start crawling over to the other puppies where they're nice and warm under the heat tape, wake up those puppies go over there to mama and start nursing on her. So
It's the
please
best
don't
thing.
keep them separated.
It is the best thing we have
Oh,
invented.
yeah, yeah.
It really is. The
Yeah.
incubator's good, but this is the cat's meow. It really is.
You're liable to also let mama think that she didn't have to take care of them, and then you're going to be taking care of them, doing her job.
Yes. So Damaris says, how big and how old are pups who are too big for the incubator? Well, if you've got a puppy that's in trouble, so what typically happens, you've got a single puppy that's in trouble, and you can put a single puppy in a small incubator. So
How many puppies on the French Bulldogs can we get in there? 8?
you can get
in the
11
small one?
newborns.
11 newborns? Okay.
But I mean, once they get to be the size they
they're-
are now, you
yeah,
can probably
2
get
weeks old,
3 or
sure.
4 in there, maybe.
Okay.
But you're never in that situation for us. It's always
But in the bigger one,
Yeah.
it's,
a lot more.
yeah.
But the situation typically, you've got one puppy that's really frail. It's not thrashing around. You put it in the incubator with some oxygen, and it goes to sleep. I mean, I don't mean it it doesn't die. What I mean is, it's not moving around because it's just weak. And so those puppies, an incubator can be a lifesaver, and oxygen too, by the way. So
My doodle pup says we're in upstate New York. We called to know who our cesarean vet options
$5,000 to
were.
$7,000. Good Lord. Yes. Well, look. Here's the deal. Our traveling
Thank
incubator.
goodness she whelped all 7 naturally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our
No
traveling
kidding.
incubator and making some phone calls ahead of time, and you could travel 5 hours for a C-section, get a motel room,
Yeah.
and they
Your
can come
good old
home.
country vets are good
Yeah,
to get a hold
yeah.
of if they've done C-sections. You want to call and make sure
Yeah.
they've done C-sections and find out how many they've done.
But it's a question of how far you want to drive, isn't it? That's it.
Right.
Yeah, you know, if it's
But that traveling incubator is what that's
you
for,
could,
too.
you could travel a day if you had to.
Yeah.
I mean, you could travel a
Well,
day.
how far did that one guy? 4 hours away?
Yeah.
And he grabbed a motel room.
Yeah.
He took his dog up there, knowing that her numbers were in the right area. He knew the correct breeding due date, and so he went and got a motel room and
Yep. Griffith
traveled
Great,
home with them 4 hours.
Griffith Great Dane says, "Hey, from Jersey, we just had a beautiful litter of Danes. Good for you.
Yay.
Good, good. Hey, for those of you who haven't given us a thumbs up, you have to give us a thumbs up. We've got a lot of people on board today, which is great. But we've only got 13 thumbs up, and we want to have 50 before this is. Otherwise, we're going to hang up on you.
No, we're
You've
not.
got 10 minutes to get those thumbs up. It doesn't take you anything. It's not meaning that we're going to start calling you or anything else. It just helps us out. Give us a thumbs up.
Quality Frenchies of Washington. Okay, they say that my doodle pups that's the price range over here, and they're in Washington.
So I'm going to handle this one next.
feel like
Elizabeth
the price
Ann
would be-
asks about can mastitis go away on its own? And I want to talk about this because Harriet from England sent me a long email about an absolute disaster that she got into. And so I do have some videos, but they're not really good. But I'm going to show you a horrible picture just to make you feel terrible.
Oh my gosh, James, I hate that picture. That's awful.
That's not the horrible picture, that's Tami and me.
No.
That's the horrible picture. That is mastitis with an open wound.
Pull
Yeah.
it this way a little bit. There
Yeah.
you go.
So that's not one of our dogs. That was actually a customer
That's
who
awful.
sent that to me and said, "What do I do?" And I said, "You better go to the vet right now because that dog needs to have surgery and
It
stitches,
needs antibiotics,
and have it
too.
cleaned out." So, whoops. So the problem gets to be here is you've got to detect this soon and get on top of it. If you don't, you really can get in trouble. So what we do, especially starting out, is check mom at least every morning to make sure that all of her boobs are pliable and soft and milk's coming out. If you get a teat that is blocked, typically it'll get hard and inflamed and red looking. That means you've got to get that teat going as quick as you reasonably can. Well, how do you do that? Express it by hand. People, if you use cabbage leaves, they say that warm cabbage leaves will help.
Warm washcloth.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Warm wash. And we've been through this, and we've never, well, we had a problem one time, a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
You don't want a puppy nursing on it if it's got kind of a greenish color.
pussy, stinky, nasty, thick.
Don't put a puppy on that. You'll make a puppy sick.
But drain it by hand as best you reasonably
Yeah.
can. 'Cause if you, and then go get some antibiotics.
Yeah, once it
Yeah.
cleans out to like what milk's supposed to look like,
Yeah,
then you can put a puppy on
If
it.
you've got a teat that's not responding
I
within
even
24 hours,
help with when that puppy's nursing. I'll help with that little
get it
nipple
rolling.
to getting
Right.
it to
Yep.
empty
So
out.
what you'll find here is you've got a mum with lots of milk and just a few puppies. That's when you get mastitis the most likely time to come, because they're not all getting drained properly. And so that's when you're most likely. So get on top of it. Amoxicillin is the right treatment, or an antibiotic. You have to probably go to your vet to get that, but don't mess around with this. You can lose a mum, you can lose a litter. You know, a mum can get very, very sick very, very quickly. You can get septic, you can get blood sepsis. Now, you can absolutely get in trouble with this in a hurry.
Okay, Rachel Brooks, I'm trying to figure out. You said you started at 4 weeks on feeding your puppies, just tried it out. Add puppy kibble soaked in hot water, added goat's milk, Karo syrup, and pumpkin puree. Why did you add Karo syrup?
For
to
energy.
it? For energy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
A lot of people give Karo syrup. That is good.
honey, I guess too.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Nutrical.
I've never
Karo
done it.
syrup, no, it's fine. I mean, it's you know, it's a you know, an energy. It's lots of energy in it, and especially if you've got a puppy that's got a puppy.
Don't do it all the time.
No, but if you've got
Right.
a puppy that's in trouble, I mean, Nutrical, Karo syrup, honey, in the mouth is a way of perking. Especially if you've got little dogs like Chihuahuas that can get hypoglycemic, Mama who can get hypoglycemic too on small dogs. That's a good thing to have.
Elizabeth Ann, what do you do for mastitis? I don't understand. Is there a question,
What's that?
Rachel Ann?
Oh, I think I answered that about what do you do for
okay.
mastitis. I think I
Oh,
answered
good.
that, yes. So, what about your first litter ever? Quality Frenchie says, and tell us how did that go? Well, for us, first litters were like Labradors. I mean, they were easy. I mean, they just pumped them out, so there was never any problem. The first litter that was any significance was French Bulldogs, and that was, how long ago was our first French Bulldog?
Oh,
20 years?
23 years ago.
23 years ago was
Trixie.
Trixie, that's right. We didn't know what we were doing. In fact, she ended up having puppies in the middle of the night all by herself. It was
That
fine.
was scary.
But we were
We
panicking.
called the vet. And
Called the vet up.
She
The vet,
answered.
yeah, called the vet up because we already got the vet set
Marilyn
up.
Wagamoth.
And the vet said,
In Weatherford.
So what do we do? She said,
Oklahoma.
she's had one. Let her have another one. If she gets
said
stuck,
she'll be fine.
bring her here. It's fun.
Scared us
But
to
we're
death.
not recommending you do that
No.
at all. At all.
Scared us to death
Right.
because if it had been a big head and it got stuck,
Right.
you could either lose mama and what's behind that puppy or that puppy.
So Dana Hall says a mum's development status quickly correct, day 3 or 4 or sooner correct. If she's had it once, she's more likely to have it again. I don't know about that because we haven't had a lot of experience with it. But I mean, certainly sounds reasonable to me. I mean, it's probably, if you've been through it once with a dog, you better be on your tippy toes for the next time because you don't want to get this out of control.
Somebody's talking about getting air in the bottle, being careful.
Right.
You want to make sure you get a silicone nipple
So
on
what-
these bottles.
So
if
what
you're
we
doing
do
a
is
bottle.
we take a baby bottle with a 0 to 3 month silicone nipple.
Those other bottles that you see for pets with the long, skinny nipple on it, they're worthless. Look at the French Bulldogs' teats. They're
Look
that
at-
big around sometimes, and about as big as my thumb
Oh well,
sometimes.
look at kits that are
I
like
know.
huge,
Huge.
raspberries.
Yeah, so
I mean, they're huge.
a human baby bottle
Yeah.
with a silicone nipple
What's great?
is great.
Hold it up so you can see the milk right there in the nipple. Not so there's a lot of it because you don't
And
want to
there's a
flood one.
trick to it, like you do for human babies. You unscrew the lid a little bit. It'll either make it pour out faster or tighten it to make it where
Right.
it doesn't come out
And when
as
you
fast.
first load it up with milk, if you're not careful, you've got warm milk in there. It heats up the air in the bottle and it makes milk come out. So you've got to invert the milk, let the pressure off, and put it back in. So what I like to do is have the nipple in their mouth with just a little bit of milk there where I can see the bubbles, and then I know that it's getting it.
Clean it after every use
Yes.
with warm soapy water and
Yes.
force that.
But you can
Put your
feed,
thumb in the nipple and force that water out so it washes out
Yes.
that nipple hole.
and hold the bottle upside down and make sure you don't get just milk streaming out of it. If you do, you need a new nipple. If there's no milk coming out of it, especially if you give a little bit of a squeeze in a bottle, go get yourself a sewing needle. Make it hot with a
Or just a safety pin
cigarette.
needle.
Yeah, but heat it up with a cigarette lighter so it's hot, and then just gently put that in the hole, and it kind of sears the hole up. It doesn't make it split. I was going to got this for a reason. I don't remember why now.
I don't either.
Doesn't matter. Let's talk for a second about
What? Your first
wormings and what we do.
That's fine.
So, Nemex 2. Our puppies are coming up on 2 weeks. They're fixing to get a dose of Nemex 2 for 1 day. If you buy this, it's awfully expensive. You can also buy, this is the same thing, parental payomate. This bottle here on Amazon is probably a quarter the price of this and twice as much fluid. This is a lot less expensive way.
And our babies are 2 weeks old today, so we're going to be
gonna do it.
worming these babies.
This is probably $100, and this is like $30. All right.
I like to shake it up real good.
Yes. We give them this, Terrazazil.
Oh, you definitely got to shake that one up real
Yeah,
good.
you can see right
because
now.
it all settles at the bottom.
In fact, you've got to
See
go
there?
get a stick and stir it up. But we
Can
give that
I
as a,
see it? Yeah,
as a
there it is.
coccidia preventer.
Yeah.
We give that
yeah.
2 weeks and 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Give them a
See,
dose of
that
that.
white is the real thick paste that's in
Yeah,
there.
it's not-
So you really have to
I mean, you've got to get a
shake
stick
it up.
in there.
And a stick sometimes
Yeah,
just to
right.
turn it up.
Then
But don't ever let this stuff get hot.
Safeguard.
Keep it in the house in a closet
So
somewhere.
2 and 4 weeks is the Nemex or the parental payomate. Then it's 6 weeks, and on every 2 weeks thereafter, you're going to give Safeguard. And
Shake that up too.
yes, and we give that to mum.
That's at 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, every 2 weeks.
Yep.
After 6 weeks.
Mum
you
gets
do
this
it.
a week before and a week after C-section for 3 days, and the puppies get it for 3 days too. This is a really broad spectrum parasite killer. It's good stuff. Pretty safe stuff. All right,
Yeah.
back to the questions.
Yep. I lost
We've
my
got
place.
31 likes. That's a lot better. We want more. Come on.
James,
okay,
you're
kids.
getting excited.
My doodle pup says, is there a reason why you wean at night? No?
No?
Well, what we do is, if you're asking about the weaning the puppies, we leave mum and babies together at night.
Oh,
And we don't,
that's
and
where
we
that came
feed in
from.
the daytime, and we take
Yeah.
mum
You
away in the
can-
daytime.
You can do it anytime
Yeah,
that you want.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you suggest AI or
Well,
TCI
but there is,
when
but there is,
someone
there is a
uses
good
your
reason for
stud
this.
service?
I don't want to leave puppies with food without me being around. So I don't like the idea of puppies and food together in the middle of the night when we're not paying attention. We want to give them the food. After 10 minutes, we're going to draw the food away and let mum eat whatever's left. We want to be there. And by the way, your bowls need to be not too high. You don't want to get a puppy getting stuck in a bowl, especially a water bowl. So pay attention to the height of the water bowls. A nice, heavy ceramic water bowl with
Yeah.
about that much water in it.
Yeah. My bowl's probably about that deep, about 4 inches deep.
Yeah.
So they can't get in it. And then when they get older, then I do a shallower water bowl, about 2.5 inches tall.
Jay finessed it, who's, by the way, is feeding us all next weekend. Thank you, Jay. Do you suggest AI or TCI when someone uses your stud service? I recommend 2 AIs 2 days apart. If you're late on your numbers, then a TCI or a surgical makes sense if you've got high on your numbers. But if you're in the right range, 2 AIs 2 days apart really works well, and it's a lot less expensive, and you can do it yourself. So Rob Bull says, Mr. Clean says, I've seen some breeders that use the PG machine from Amazon and like it. I also use the Fine Care and I swear by it. Yeah, well, we're in the second group. We swear by the Fine Care.
Yes.
Is there anything natural for coccidia? Not that I know of. Let's stay going last step. Not that I know of. I mean, if you've got coccidia, you want to get under control.
You want to get it in control because if you don't, then you got a big problem on your hands with the babies.
Yeah, I mean, they can get really skinny and dehydrated and look scrawny and probably not going to die from it.
The smell is awful.
Yeah, you want to get it under control quickly. So I don't know.
Anytime you smell a nickely smell, like a nickel or a penny smell, somebody's got some coccidia going on. Something's not right. So you need to figure out which it is.
Smell, isn't it, for
Yeah. So, and if your vets will do this, you can take a sample into your vet. That saves you money from not going for a vet visit.
Right.
You get a baggie and a spoon and you scoop it up in there, the freshest that you can find, and put it in the baggie, because if one's got it, they all got it. So just take the baggie with the puppy's name on it, maybe your phone number, so when they, tell them, say, can you run a test on this? I think they may have coccidia or
and then we treat all the puppies. We're not going to say, oh, only this puppy's got it.
Coccidia. I said Coccidia, did I?
Coccidia, right. But they're Coccidia giardia. Coccidia would be the
just test it and let me know what they've got, and then
save you a lot of money.
Yes.
Don't want to take all the puppies in because they're going to be exposed to other sick dogs.
Because that's where sick dogs goes, to the vet.
Get enough medicine for the whole damn lot.
Keep them at home.
This is a good one here. Al Tafacio says, I have a vet that only does C-sections of French's Bulldogs in New Jersey, and they're great. They're called Bully Zone. So there you go, some information for people out there, Bully Zone.
Where?
You might in New Jersey. You might tell us what it costs you. We'd like to know that too.
Yeah, that'll be the next question.
Oh, Sasha Gray says, hello from Salazar. Thank you for the help you gave me on the male and the female's DNA yesterday. Well, you're welcome, and thanks for saying that. Yeah.
Oh.
Sasha Gray says, in health with constipation, she's probably talking about something we already answered. And Rachel Bush says, yes, that's just what I do for mush, very small amount. Again, we may be talking about the pumpkin. I'm not sure what we're doing here. Oh, the K-row.
Oh, yeah, the K-row.
Okay, good, yes. And Rachel says, I mean a teaspoon for a very large amount of mush. Okay, right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hi from Ireland.
I know. You know what time it is in Ireland right now?
No.
It's like 7 hours later than this. They are doing this at 3 in the morning. So we really appreciate Giorgio that would get up 3 o'clock in the morning to watch us idiots talking about this.
Yeah,
says, home decor is lovely. Well, thank you. That's Tami.
I want to do more, but Mr. Chopping is too
chintzy. NYC exotic bulls. When can my bulldog start drinking water? I mean, certainly not before 3.5, 4 weeks, but you can start putting water out. They drink it fine.
They'll eventually go over to the water bowl where Mama's getting their water. Once they hear somebody lapping up water, they're going to go over there and start drinking water. It's just like the dog food.
And they may start eating Mum's food, and some mums get pissed when this happens too. So watch out for that.
Especially at 3.5 weeks old, because they're starting to walk around and do that.
But mum may not be too crazy about that too, right? I mean, most
there's
mums.
Some moms that
Kit
will just sit back and just
move out of the way.
Just sit back and watch them eat, and then when they're done, she'll go over there and eat.
Yep. Where can I buy Thruxazil? Racehorse.com. Racehorse.com. It's the only place I know of you can get it. It's expensive.
Racehorse.com.
In fact, you can see the little horse logo. Whoops, where is it there? You see the little horse logo? This thing
fuzzy.
Here? Yeah, but you can see a little horse, galloping horse. That's their logo. And stuff's expensive. It's $100, maybe $120 that bottle, but you hardly use any of it. In fact, I've got written down here 0.3 mils per pound for 3 days. But that depends on what's going on, whether it's a preventative or they've got it. Well, there you go. Al DeFazio says Bully Zone only charges $900, and they do so the person who was talking about this $6,000 to $7,000. Al DeFazio saved you.
Is it
$5,000?
Yeah, so that's Bully Zone in New Jersey.
Yes, Bully Zone's in New Jersey.
Okay, everybody from New Jersey.
Yes. Hell, New
York.
$900. I mean, that's not that far. Or
C-section.
Pennsylvania. You know, it's
great.
Yeah, you're all in that area, right?
Somebody did their homework.
Well, he's used them and he's passed the
I
information
know,
on.
and he did his homework.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, it takes some digging
Yeah.
and finding
It does.
people that's going to be cheaper
And
for
he
you.
just does Frenchies, so he's probably pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So blood test strips have a different scale for breeding than the serum strips. Bred 3 girls, 2 ended up not pregnant, and the 3rd small litter. Oh, small litter is because of
Timing of C-section, timing of breeding.
that
typically.
progesterone testing machine.
I didn't read that one, but I'm going to answer this one. Fred T says, hello guys, any ideas on how I can keep my dogs from shedding? I've tried to switch foods now. I'm trying Royal Canine.
This
Big
time
kids
of
in the
year,
runs.
they're shedding big time right now.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When mum's nursing, it'll blow a coat.
Oh, yeah.
Kids actually not doing
But
too
goat's
bad.
milk, the powdered goat's milk in mama's food is great. That helps on the shedding of mamas losing their hair,
you've got
blowing their
shedding for
coats.
different reasons. You've got shedding because the hormones have changed because she's going through the raising puppy cycle. That one, you just got to feed her whatever you can get her to eat.
Yeah.
Then in terms of dogs that are shedding, I mean, some dogs shed more than others. I mean, Kit, you get Kit on your lap and Kit.
Bully's on 750. Where did you get 900? And that's with meds. Vega.
Okay.
Vegas says Bully Zone, $750 with meds.
Vegas getting a discount.
Whoa.
And Al's not. Al, you need to go back there and say, what the hell? Where's my 150
Vega
bucks?
gets it for $750.
Vega gets it for $750. Damn it. I want mine for $750. Look, all those numbers are good numbers, by the way. I mean, I wouldn't argue with $750 or $900, especially if
Okay, well, Bully Zone's in Newark progesterone test was 80 that he thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Alda Fazio says it's in Newark, New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey, right. So now we've got 34 likes. We want 60 more likes. Come on, folks. There's quite a few of you who have not given us a thumbs up yet.
My doodle pup says, what does your potty training routine look like with a litter of puppies? Yeah, well, I get that tray that goes underneath one of the cages, and I put a metal grate on top of that, but I also put pee pads underneath it, and when their feet are big enough and not fall through that grate, that's when I start training them to that, and they all go and potty on it, believe it or not.
Last
It's been
time we had a
wonderful.
litter.
Some people do litter. Pine.
Yeah, Chanel didn't like
What
it.
is that?
Pine chips, pine pellets. Pine
Yeah,
pellets.
they have paper ones because Chanel found out she was allergic to pine pellets.
It was a big mess,
So there's
too,
a
because
pepper pellet.
It was a big mess because they just threw that stuff all over the place.
Yeah, but
Look,
you have to start them at 4.
But let's talk about what we
early.
did last time because
Yeah.
it worked so stinking well.
Yeah.
So what we did is I'm actually in the process of trying to manufacture
We did.
this.
I did.
Okay, you did. But I'm trying to manufacture this so I can actually put this together. Basically what it is a plastic tray with a grid on top of it that you can lift the grid up. You can put puppy pee pads down below, and very, very quickly the puppies will pee and poop only on that area. And when they walk on it, they push the poop down through the grate so that you don't have puppies eating poop. That's one of the problems you have is puppies get this. They've seen mum eat the poop. They're getting conditioned to eat the poop. You want to break them of that right from the very beginning. And so this really works well. So I'll give you more information here in a bit.
The
on that.
grate that I'm using, it had the little hooks because it hooked in onto the cage that I stole this idea from, and so in the tray. And so it was able to hook outside of the little cage that I used, the playpen area that I used, and hooked it on the outside of that. And it kept it in one place.
Oh, Polly Johnson says I did the litter thing. The pellets, it was an absolute mess. Yeah, that was Chanel's. Chanel would have thought she was onto something until number one, she found out she was allergic to the product. Number two, that there was just dust all over the place, and they were just mushing it up and smashing it around, so it didn't work out very well.
Yeah.
Okay, Al DeFazio talking about C-section is cheaper if a dog is smaller, and I'm sure it's cheaper if you have less puppies too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's going to change the price a little
Yeah,
bit too.
it does.
Right.
Great Danes, I'm a fellow Dane breeder. It all depends on what direction you're looking to go. With a female, you open yourself to more options as far as studs and genetics. I don't know
What one are we talking
what that
about?
one. I don't either.
Okay.
Gentle Giant
Right.
companions.
Right. Okay. I don't know what that one's about. I'm looking back through here.
Maybe somebody asked something and he's answering it.
Damaris, Ty, we agree with you. Always give you a thumbs up. We thank you for that. And we're stuck at 37. Come on, folks. Right. Right. So let's talk about your puppies and what your next hurdles are for them. The next hurdle is to get
Well,
them
they get their worming done tonight.
Tonight. Then let's talk about shots.
At 6 weeks.
At 6 weeks.
Every 3 weeks.
Starting at 6 weeks.
At 6 weeks, they get their first puppy shot. And then I wait 3 weeks and do it at 9 weeks.
Right.
And then I wait 3 weeks again and I do their 12 weeks if they're here.
Right. And you give
And these babies so far probably aren't going to be here. I just sold, I sold the female at a day and a half old, sold one of the males at a week old. And then, in fact, the night after we did a video or did our YouTube live, so maybe I can sell my little boy tonight, the last one that's left.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and he's 3 weeks old. So, 2 weeks old, I'm sorry.
So now
2 weeks old.
you've railroaded me here. Let's get back to the shot. So
Yeah.
you do a 5-in-1 shot?
I said if they were here at 12 weeks, I
But
get
you do a 5-in-1 shot?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think
it's
so.
a 5-in-1 shot. You don't give a rabies shot. You don't get rabies shot
Until they're 15 weeks old.
Right, 15 weeks old. It's important to get your timing right. If you start missing shots or put them too early together, they're not effective.
Yeah, don't do them 2 weeks apart
Yep.
because you'll have to redo it again.
And when the puppy leaves, give a shot record of what shots you gave and get the little
What
labels
day,
off.
yeah.
Get the little label off the bottle and give that. Otherwise, the vet's going to say, "I don't know what they were given. We're starting the whole thing again."
Yeah.
Right? If you can buy shots at places like Tractor Supply. They're in a refrigerated cabinet. Our vet doesn't like that idea because they're worried about whether or not they've really been kept cold correctly. But you can buy them from a place like Chewy. If you buy a tray of 25, put them in the fridge, that's probably the least expensive way. You're going to spend about $5 to $7 a shot if you do that. If you go to the vet, you're probably spending $50 a shot. So you really can save a lot of money by doing this yourself. You can't give a rabies shot and get a tag, but you can do everything else you can do yourself.
Yeah, do your rabies shot at your vet because then they're going to have it on record that if something happened.
Well, you've got to do the
or your
rabies
dog
shot, otherwise you don't get tagged.
Right, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was Polly Johnson. Okay, well, she asked, what shots do you give at 6? So there's all different kinds of brands of this, and there's 5-in-1, 6-in-1, 7-in-1 shots. I think that if you're in a kennel environment with a lot of dogs, probably to have like a 7-in-1 shot gives you lots of different things you're covering. I think in general a 5-in-1, and I don't know all the things. You can look at the label, but it'll be Parvo, Bordetella.
I have to have the shots in front of you.
Yeah. Anyway, it's on the label. You can go Google it. There's other things out there that you can get in shots, and so 7-in-1 versus a 5-in-1 for a dog that's in the house like us, be fine. I don't think it's a problem at all. But you do want to get it. You don't want to get late on this. You don't want to get early on this. I mean, you could do it at 5 weeks, but the point here is they need to be about 2 to 3 weeks apart, not any longer than that or any shorter than that. Otherwise, they're not effective. And the reason for this is they've got immunity from mum. You can't give them a shot until that immunity starts to wear off, otherwise it's not effective. And then if you let the immunity wear off too much, then they can have a problem with actually catching something that does them in. And I'd be very, very careful about taking puppies to the vet. We absolutely avoid this at all costs unless we absolutely have to take a puppy to the vet. And the reason for this is, guess what? Guess where the sick dogs go? The vet. And your dogs don't have full immunity until they're 6 months old. So, and we said the same thing, by the way, to people who get our puppies. I wouldn't take a puppy to the dog park. I wouldn't take a puppy into PetSmart. I would wait till a dog's had all of its shots and it's at least 6 months old before I introduced it to any general environment, because you run the risk of getting a sick dog.
Polly Johnson's want to know, what puppy shot do you give at 6 weeks?
Well, I just asked that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Polly says, I'm willing to do my own shots, I just don't know what brands and all that. Well, look, go on Chewy or go on Allied Vet or go to one of these well-known places and then people give you customers' comments on it, about what they thought about the shots. And when you go to the vet, you're not discussing brand with the vet. It's no different, really. I think that a quality 5-in-1 shot from a well-known like Pfizer or someone like that is absolutely fine.
Somebody put on here distemper. You probably forgot the distemper.
Yes, thank you. That's right. Distemper. That's what I was trying to think of. Is distemper, right? And I mean, these things like parvo, distemper, these are really bad news. Kennel cough and bordetella. Kennel cough's not so critical, but again, probably not going to get kennel cough unless you go for a 7-in-1 shot, I think. But again, our puppies are in the house. They're just not exposed to anything. I just want to get them so when they leave, that they've got immunity to what generally they can expect to see. Kennel cough, you're typically not going to see that unless your dog is boarded or is part of a large kennel, which we're not. Okay, so Laurie Harrison says, Nobivac is a pretty good one from Revival. Good. So I bought shots from Revival before, and I don't remember the names of them, but yes. And when you get them, by the way, get needles. You want to have we use a 21 gauge needle. You could use an 18 gauge needle and a 1 cc syringe. You don't want to share syringes, needles anyway, because they get blunt. That's what I wanted to mention on this, by the way. On feeding tubes, people say, do I have to have a separate feeding tube for each puppy? No. Remember that the environment going in the puppy's mouth into its stomach is not a sterile environment. The secret to this is to wash this out with warm soapy water and let it dry between feedings. And the same thing with the syringe. Soapy water up and down a few times. What you'll find on a syringe is they get to the point where they're very, very stiff after they've been used 4 or 5 times. The rubber swells up and they get to be very stiff. These are dirt cheap, but there's no reason why you can't keep on using this. Just wash it properly between uses. Tammy's going to go do something. Okay. 5-way shot and the kennel cough vaccine is later. All right, very good. There you go. So Saria Dogs 245 says, I use a horse pallet on a tray and it's working already. My pups are 4 weeks and getting the idea. I'm guessing you've got bigger dogs if you've got a horse pallet.
Got a basket of little puppies. You just see 2 of them because the little sister's at the bottom. That's my little girl, and she's going to Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, look at that rope.
So Mumsy, you're a hero. Dad's a new shade Isabella.
Yeah, full fluffy.
Full fluffy. These puppies all carry fluffy. They all carry testable. They all carry cocoa. They all carry blue. They all carry. Some of them carry tan points, and some of them carry cream. That
natural rope. That's that little female. And then this little boy's going to Pryor, Oklahoma. Yes, say, hey, Mom, look at my beautiful
Oh, we've got Holly here. You say, that's my baby boy. That's right, Holly. That's Holly's baby right there, isn't it? That's Holly's baby right there. Yes.
Look at him.
Holly's from
I am the big boy.
Yes.
He's fat. When I say big, I mean fat.
Yeah, he's just nice.
He's just look at the wrinkles. Look at the wrinkles. Just everywhere.
We don't hear anything out of these puppies, do we?
We don't. His precious baby.
But when you do videos, you can make him bark. You can make him.
Now, this is the one that's available. And he has doubled in size compared. He used to be the small one.
So let's talk about this. What I like about him is I love this rounded head and his ear set. He won't have big ears.
They all have beautiful ears. And look at his rope.
Now get a sideways profile. I like this smushed up face, but he's got. Put him up there so you see the nares. Camera's over there. Lenses over there. Get it right over there. You can see the nice nares.
Yeah. Oh, goodness, thank you, cry. Yeah. They're all fluffy carriers. They all carry testable. They all carry cocoa and they all carry blue, and somebody's going to have cream.
So here's a good thing to know. If you want to know if your puppy's in good shape, take your finger and stick your finger in its mouth.
They start. Now, he just got through nursing.
Yes, but what he'll do is he'll start nursing on it. It'll feel moist and warm.
Yeah.
If you put your finger in a puppy's mouth and it's dry or it's cold, you've got yourself a problem.
Yeah.
And the first thing to do in that situation, if it's cold, into an incubator.
Yeah.
Don't be tempted to go stick warm milk in a puppy's belly. Get it warmed up first.
I'm happy now. Okay, call me at 580-799-1910. This is my last
So,
one. This is my baby boy. 2 weeks old today, folks.
Laurie Harrison gets her vet to come to the house. How do you manage that? Are you sleeping with him?
James, that's not nice.
I don't know.
Leave
Look,
it to
she
James
might be
to
married-
open
she
mouth
might
and
be-
insert
She
foot.
might be married to a vet.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was a little boy, the doctor would
That's
come
the
to
little
you,
girl.
right? Those days are long gone. So,
Say, hey, Dad, you
I love
see
these
me?
little markings on his.
And the little kids. This is the female.
I love these markings on his.
Her.
Her. These
This is
little,
the female.
Little,
Isn't
little
she
horns
pretty?
up behind. Yeah, she's very pretty.
Now, she's the smallest one now. Say, my middle brother was. Okay, enough about my
Yes.
babies. 580-799-1910 to call me. And then Cody's got babies too. Full fluffies and fluffy carriers.
Yes.
And call me and I can give you his
Yes.
number too.
Right. Polly Jones said ha ha ha, so I didn't offend her. Good. Right.
I'm glad.
So Expect
precious.
Josu says, what do you recommend to use to potty training 4 weeks old pups and up? So what Tami has brought about, this tray, plastic tray with a grate on top. You've got to make the grate small enough so that
You
the
don't
puppies,
make it, you find the grate.
Yeah, you've got to make it small enough so that the puppy's feet won't go through it, but big enough that the poop will go through. So it's a bit of a challenge. So that's why we're trying to come up with something we know works. Right. Okay, so we've got
So
just a few more
pretty.
minutes here before we're going to
So
say goodbye
pretty.
to everybody.
So pretty.
44 likes, 6 more likes, and then we'll do another one next Sunday. 6 more likes.
This is the one that's available. Oh, he just, you don't want to go.
Doesn't wanna go.
You don't want to leave. No. You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave. No. I don't like it being held just. Oh, goodness sakes. That's
Someone's
him down there.
There's someone
It's
growling
him.
down there.
Yeah.
Right. I love puppies. They're so much fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much fun when they're healthy and everything's going good. Of course, there are times when things aren't going good and it can be pretty stressful. But this is absolutely a stress-free litter here, which makes life easy. And I mean, it's also, when you start getting large litters, you get small puppies in there, it's definitely a lot more work than when you get just a small litter. Small litters have got their plus side, and the plus side is it makes it very easy.
What?
Someone's
What?
doing little growlings down
He's
there.
doing his barking.
Is he?
Are you doing your barking? Are you doing your barking? Are you
Right.
doing your barking?
All
Look at
right.
that little tongue hanging out. Oh, it was. Now it's back in. Okay.
All
They're
right.
just so cute.
So,
Precious
45.
babies.
Come on,
You
5
do.
more thumbs up. We
Precious
can do it,
babies.
folks.
Yes,
You've got a
they
couple of
are.
minutes to do it. 5 more thumbs up. There's another thumbs
Okay,
up.
kid.
4 more thumbs up. Come on.
Here's your
You can do
babies
it.
back.
You can do it. You can absolutely do it. It'll make us happy.
There's
do
your
it.
pretty babies.
Why do we care? Because it helps us in our rankings. And so the more thumbs
They're
up
so
you
pretty.
get, the more
Yes, they
YouTube
are.
pushes
You're
your videos
such
to
a
other
good
people.
mama.
So
Yes,
we
you
get more
are.
people who get this information, and we think that's important.
You're the best
Yeah,
mama
in
the
terms of the
world.
money
Yes,
side of
you
it, the amount of
are.
money that we
Yes,
make
you
on
are.
monetizing YouTube is a pittance. It's not
You
the
little
reason for doing
girl.
this. The
You
reason for
little
doing this
girl.
is because we want to help people. And of course, people that come and, also use our products and our studs, which is also nice. So if you're looking for products, then www.mybreedersupply.com is the place that we only sell products we use, and a lot of that stuff we manufacture ourselves. So, if you look at our incubators are typically cheaper than anything else you can buy, but they're also a lot better because they don't have moving parts, they don't break, they're portable. I don't know anybody else who's got a portable incubator. I don't think there's one out there. We are it. 47 likes. Come on, 3 more
And
likes.
remember, if you use us for stud service, which is my son is in charge of that, if you use one of our studs and you pay the $500 down and
Just goes to a stud fee.
and if you pay that stud service
balance.
off early, the balance, before the
Within
litter of
50 days,
puppies
within 50 days of AI, you get a free
are born,
incubator.
you get a free incubator.
Right.
Or if you already have an incubator, you get a free
Whelping kit.
heated and whelping kit.
Right. And every single female that you make off one of our studs will get lifetime half-price breeding
Yeah.
forever.
Yep.
Not one time.
Call Cody if you need to
Yeah.
for information on the studs.
Oh, look at this.
And that is 806-664-0173. And that's his phone number for puppies too. 806-664-0173. Stud service and his puppies.
48
And
48
products.
likes. Come on, 2 more. Flippin' cute. First time catching you live. Hello from
cute.
Loveland Bulldogs. My first female from you many, many years ago. Well,
Aw.
that's great.
Well,
Good.
use this again.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's wonderful. Well, good. Give us a thumbs up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I want 2 more. You've
Oh,
got
hush.
2 minutes. Come on, I want 2 more.
Hush.
You can do it. GNC Master says, I use metal shelving units for potty trays. I'm not sure exactly how that works. So, metal shelves.
Maybe they just walk on there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I tried this. So I actually bought some racks that I was going to use the shelves out of it, but the grid was not quite what I wanted out of it. So I did try this and actually was going to try to make some stuff out of that. It wasn't quite what I wanted, but hey, we've got 51 likes. There it is right there. And there we go. And that's our hour is up.
Yeah.
So look, we appreciate everybody's here. But I apologize for getting this messed up at the beginning, not getting the link right and having to redo things. I'm an idiot. Luckily, my sister was looking at it and she sorted it out.
Remember, we're on next week, same time, next Sunday.
Yes. And remember, it's Memorial Day tomorrow, so
Yeah,
you know.
enjoy it.
Yep.
Be safe.
Yeah. So we've got parents who fought in wars, and our freedom is because of them, and we're greatly in debt to them, more than we can possibly say here. And I'm sure a lot of you have, you know, parents and grandparents and great-grandparents who did things that are just, you know, almost inconceivable, putting themselves at great risk for our freedom. That's the reality of it, which is, you know, here as an Englishman, that I'm now here in the States and now an American citizen, I'm so grateful to be part of this fantastic country. I mean, I love America, and you kicked the English ass back in 1776, and I'm glad you did it because I'm now an American. So, hey, with that note, we'll say thank you very much. Tami, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, buddy.
See ya.